Well, welcome back to Boundary Line Podcast, everybody. Dylan Pink, along with Sheldon Doherty on the show. And it's been a brilliant game, a brilliant game. I must say that as a neutral, as a fan of the sport, and as a fan of this wonderful franchise called RCB, superbly done there by them. They win six out of six away games, and the first team in the history of the IPL to actually do that, beating DC here and their home ground and winning it comfortably with 9 balls to spare. There are lots to talk about in this game tonight. It was a brilliant game. Delhi were on top, then RCB were, but it's been a complete performance. We've seen them stringing some victories and coming, and today again it was one of those complete games where they really played well. All that and more in our podcast. But before going ahead, requesting our viewers, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to leave your comments below as to what you feel about the game and who do you think are going to make the top four. Sheldon, you must be all happy as every RCB fan there. What a brilliant game it was. Just even if you look at it from a neutral standpoint, it was a brilliant game. It was a tense game. It got a little tense there in the end, but one man there on the other end. If he's there in a chase, Sheldon, more often than not, your team is going home with a victory, right? And let's get into the action, Sheldon, there, because DC batted first. Obviously, RCB bowling here on this track wasn't the easiest of pitches, to bat on. Also, and you've seen that with DC, they got off to a decent first 6 overs, I must say. And then suddenly the bowlers, RCB, applied the brakes there and restricted them to a good score, I would say, because when RCB was batting, you've seen that also with them. It could have gone either way, having if Delhi didn't have to make a few mistakes there. But if it's your day, right? Like they say. And tonight was actually RCB. Sheldon, talk us through your thoughts. What did you feel? RCB did things right, and DC some questionable tactics there towards the end. But again, superb game for RCB.
Still a brilliant game. A game which had two teams who are at the top end of the table, two teams in the top three coming into this game as well, Dil. And I really like the way the pitch was as well. It's very often we get flat
Yeah.
pitches sometimes, where it's batter, where they have an run fest and, they just cream all the bowlers. Bowlers have no chance. But I felt this was a brilliant pitch because it had something in it for everyone. I felt like there was something in it for the seamers, there was something in it for the spinners, for the batters. If you got in, it became easier to bat on. So, first thing I want to say is a brilliant pitch, and I thought it was a very good game to watch as well, Dil. Like you felt like Delhi were in it as well throughout. It was not a one-sided game at all, Dil. In fact, Delhi for most of it probably would have felt their head, especially towards the second innings. But yeah, Dil, I mean the way it started as well. I mean RCB the first 2 overs didn't start off great, but then that man Josh Hazlewood he comes in till first
Brilliant.
over wicket.
Yeah.
I mean, what a signing he's been till now. He has the purple cap as well, and just I want to talk about him first because I feel like it's the right way to start. He's just
Yeah.
been superb till every game he's come in. He just delivers, line and length, line and length. The modern day Glenn McGrath, I feel the way he bowls till as well, so underrated, Mr. Underrated in world cricket, and he just delivered again till I feel.
Absolutely, Josh Hazelwood. Solid performance there. 4 overs, 36 runs, 2 wickets. And not only him, look at the others. Bhuvi Kumar also today. Sheldon, 4 overs, 33 runs,
Yeah.
3 wickets. Suyash Sharma, 4 overs, 22 runs. He may not get, those wickets there, but he keeps one end up, for the other bowlers to come and do the job there. But again, like you said, Delhi got off to a flyer there. Abhishek Porel was just going bonkers at the other end, and
Yeah.
that over from Josh Hazelwood, I thought, started turning it RCB's way. And Delhi were always in it. Rahul got some runs. Tristan Stubbs also got some runs today. But you felt that they were a little bit short. It was a 175, 180 pitch. Ideally on this sort of a ground there. But Josh Hazelwood, Bhuvi Kumar, solid death bowling there. I would say. Bhuvi just showing. Last match he got hit Sheldon there, but he knows how to come back. And I think RCB, I think a lot of credit has not been given to the management this time on who they've signed up. At the start of the auction, when got over, everyone were like, why have they gone for Krunal Pandya? Why have they taken Bhuvi? He's towards the end of his career and everything. But it proved that when you have experienced campaigners who have been a part of this IPL right from season one, season two onwards, and who have spent a long enough time in this IPL, they know how to get the job done more often than not, right?
Yeah, and you mentioned two guys there. I thought you were spot on there, Bowie and Krunal, both as well seasoned pros, both as well Indian pros as well. Both have played throughout the IPL. They both have been in multiple teams. They know how to get the job done, Dil. And today I thought Bhuvi started not at his best. The first two overs were expensive, but at the death, Dil, he was absolutely brilliant. It could have easily been 170 plus, 180
Yeah,
maybe if Bhuvi got hit. But Bhuvi in the death was just brilliant, and he took wickets regularly, and that restricted Delhi to what was a chaseable score. I think RCB, at halftime would have been happy with that because I think if anything above 170, 175 would have been tough on this pitch.
yeah,
But yeah, with 163, I think RCB always felt ahead. And Krunal Pandya, Dil, I mean, what a season he's having, Dil. I'll be honest. When the auction happened, I thought, "Oh my God, what's his signing?" Krunal Pandya. He's
we
a
all
bit.
we all
He's
thought
a,
that.
he's, yeah, exactly. I thought he was a bits and pieces cricketer. I thought, he's not really a player who's going to help the team, but I've been proven wrong, Dill. He's been Mr. Consistent for RCB. If he doesn't do it with the bat, with the ball almost every game, they showed a chart
Yeah,
of his figures. In every game, he's delivered, Dill, for RCB. I can't
yeah,
think of one game where he hasn't done well for RCB. That's how good he's
yeah.
been. And today, I mean, he showed with the bat as well, Dill. What a cricketer he is to have in the team as well. In that middle order, he can float around. It's always good to have a floater who can come in at five, come in at six, come in at four maybe, and because he can play spin well in the middle order.
Yeah.
So he's a luxury player to have, Dill. And I I may be wrong in saying this, but I think this is the best I've seen Krunal play in the IPL. I feel also RCB are giving him a lot of importance, which I
Yeah,
feel like not many teams have given him before. Like batting him ahead of David and Chitesh still, which
yeah,
I don't think many teams would do that. And
yeah.
it proved in the end to be a masterstroke by whoever thought of that decision. They should have got man of the match because that I wouldn't have done that, Dill, but that turned out to be a brilliant move.
Yeah, rightly said. Krunal Pandya today, star of the evening, star of the show.
Yeah,
Very good performance with the ball. Picked up a wicket there, 4 overs. Bowled very, very well. Just tight lengths, varying his pace up a bit there on sort of a wicket. It suits him. Suyash from the other end also. So the bowling
yeah,
was completely good there, but the start from RCB today had fans worried, had people worried. Is this another chase? Is this another thing? Another game where they're going to fall flat over here because we've seen that happen in Bangalore. Their first 3 games when they played, the start wasn't
yeah.
good, then the whole team falls down. But well, they had a new guy coming today. Salt was not in there, but Jacob Bettel, what a what a start for him. First ball six, second ball four. Brilliant start there, but couldn't take it on and go. Although he's a good addition to have in the team, also a very handy bowler. But Sheldon, Virat Kohli once again. Yes, I know he was, little over a runner ball, his strike rate, but it proved how important it was in this sort of a chase where the wicket was doing a bit and he held one end up, and you knew always that as long as he's there till the end or takes the team really close to the end there, RCB were always in a chance. And Delhi also, I think he knew it, that if he's going to be there, he's going to find a way, he's going to take out one bowler and then RCB is going to win it. But Krunal Pandya's batting, I thought today made the difference, Sheldon. At a moment, it was getting tense there. You could see 70 in the next six to 7 overs that they needed, and boom, he started going. And I thought it was a brilliant knock there. And you were right that you said that, we at times we forget that what a brilliant batter he is also.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. And you mentioned Kohli's innings. Yes, some might look at it, some will look at the strike rate and say, oh, he was holding up RCB, or maybe he didn't help RCB, get it in overs less or something. But no, I
Yeah,
thought it was brilliant knock, Dill. And when you look at it, RCB at 23 for 3, they were really
yeah,
struggling at that time, Dill. And if Kohli gets out there, it's game over. I'm sorry, like, there's no way RCB are winning if Kohli gets out early
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
And I feel also with Kohli, it's that mental thing that he gives to the opposition where you're like, oh shit, Kohli's still there. If Kohli's there at the end, RCB are winning. Like, no
It's not
matter what,
only, sorry,
yeah,
but it's not only the opposition, it's even the team. It's
yeah,
even
of
the
course,
team and the
yeah,
fans and
yeah,
everyone, right? If he's still there, you still got, the thing at the back of hand. No worries. He's gonna take us through the end and at least take us very close to the target, you know?
yeah, yeah, absolutely spot on that. And the required rate never went too high. It never went past 11, I think, in fact. And that always meant that RCB are in it, where they always are just one good over from, pushing the required rate down. And
Yeah.
Krunal did that brilliantly. Whenever it felt like, okay, maybe it's going a bit high, Krunal hit one or two boundaries, which he did really well. Even Kohli, even at one point he started hitting boundaries. So it really helped. Their partnership was brilliant. It's exactly what was needed on that pitch as well. It was very smart batting. In fact, like they didn't take too many risks. They didn't try to overhit any bowler. And when the
Yeah,
bad balls came, they just put it away to land. That partnership just showed that maybe, RCB fans will look and say, oh, it's something different. Because as RCB fans, you don't see this a lot till. This is the type of pitch where you'd see RCB get bumbled out usually. Where, okay, they're 23 for 3, this is the game they're going to collapse. We've seen it earlier in the season as well,
yeah,
Dil, where on
absolutely.
these
Yeah,
type of pitches at the Chinnaswamy when, it just didn't go their way. But today they showed a lot of character, and this partnership, I think, will go a long way to helping RCB do well throughout the season because it'll show Jitesh didn't have to do much. David came in with 18 of 2 overs. If you give David that every time, he'll say thank you very much. For a finisher of David's class, that's easy. I mean,
yeah.
unless you're a Rajasthan finisher, like that's easy. So, I mean, when you look at it, Dil, I mean, yeah, David will take 18 of 2 overs any day. In fact, he only needed 1 over, not even 1 over, Dil.
Five balls,
Three of yeah,
four balls technically, you
four
know.
balls, in fact, he need. And David also, I mean, yesterday it was very easy for him, but I thought he's also had a good season, Dil. Whenever he's come into bat,
Yeah,
he's really finished innings well for RCB. And Jitesh was not needed today, and he's also done well when he's needed. So a lot of boxes ticked. I mean, Romario Shepherd, he had a good day. He didn't bowl an over, he didn't bat a ball. That's a luxury for a player, right? But yeah, a lot of boxes ticked for RCB today.
yeah, spot on there. I think the team is starting to form well. We've said that in the earlier things as well there, but uh, 3 wins in a row now for them. They must be feeling really, really happy. They're on top of the table. Also, that's going to give the other teams, take note of it and be like, okay, fine. This is getting serious with this team, right? And they're starting to take notice of it now. But regarding Virat Kohli and that partnership, I think, Sheldon, it's so important, especially in this format, to string in partnerships, right? And this is what Virat Kohli had to say. He said, I try and make sure that my singles and doubles don't stop, and then you keep getting the odd boundary in between so that the game doesn't get stagnant. That's always been my focus on keep working to rotate the strike. People often forget the importance of partnerships or going deep into the innings in T20s. And this year, you're seeing that this can just come out and tee off from ball one. Paris can come out and tee off from ball one. People are forgetting. That's what he's saying, Shannon. And that's so important, right? Because on surfaces like this, when you see that it's so dodgy, you try to take that risk here and there, and then you're suddenly 2 wickets down, right? When there's a shot not needed, you don't play it. But today was you were right. They took the chances on at the right time, the right bowlers they targeted. Although they were a bit lucky there, a couple of drop chances, but again, you cannot take credit away from the team that has paced out the chase so well.
Yeah, Dil, and I agree with what Virat said, but one thing that's got to change, Dil, he got to stop running out the batters, Dil. He got to stop running out, because I
Let's
mean,
talk about that. Let's talk
I
about
mean,
that. I think no one's going to speak about how many times
yeah.
his partners run out, Sheldon.
Yeah, I mean that Patida dismissal, Dil, I mean he left him for dead. That to be fair, the water throw that was from Karunai, he
Yeah,
had like one
brilliant
stump
throw.
to aim at and to hit it from there, and like that was a brilliant throw. But yeah, Patida was sold a dummy, Dil, and yes, people won't talk about it as much now because RCB won. But at that stage, Dil, I think every RCB fan was pulling their hair out because 23 for 3, captain
Yeah,
gone, in a big spot of bother. But yeah, Dil, that's not the first time this season. We saw Phil Salt earlier in the season get run out
exactly, man.
as well. And yeah, it just does happen sometimes, especially you see also with Virat, he's very eager to get the runs, try to get the quick singles and stuff. And sometimes the other batter's not as prepared. And you saw
Yeah.
with Patidar also, he went halfway and then he's like, oh no, I can't reach there. And then he turns and he's kind of stuck. And yeah, brilliant throw. And I know we haven't spoken much about Delhi, Dil, but I feel Aksar has managed the team really well. I feel
Superbly. Really
give,
well, really
yeah,
well. I thought the way he juggles his bowlers and, the calls that he's made with the bowling, especially the first half of RCB's batting, I thought he was really on the team. You could feel the pressure getting to RCB, and they had that moment, that
yeah,
one shot that was getting them a little bit ahead, slightly
yeah,
ahead of the asking rate every time. But questionable tactics, Sheldon, towards the end by Delhi and
yeah.
Akshar there. You got to give your best bowler the 19th over. How many times have we seen it? Stark coming out and bowling the 19th or 18th, 19th over, always you try and stop the chase right there. But he turns to Mukesh Kumar, who I know probably maybe trying to give him the experience, the confidence, maybe. But when 2 points are so crucial at this stage of the season, I think you don't take that chance and you just hand it over to your best bowler. And Stark was just on the boundary, wondering, come on, man, like you can probably get the job done. And you've seen he's already done it with nine to
Yeah.
defend in this year's IPL, right?
Yeah, and it's good you mentioned that as well, Dil, because I remember RCB's last game, they were in a similar position where
Yeah,
Rajasthan needed 18 of 2 overs, and they had a choice between Hazlewood and Dayal to who bowls the 19th and who bowls the 20th. And they gave Hazlewood the 19th, and
yeah,
Hazlewood won them the game in the 19th.
yeah,
So they had that opportunity with Stark, and they had Shamira as well. So they
yeah,
had three bowlers who could bowl the last 2 overs. And sometimes that's also the issue when you have too many options, Dil. Delhi also, I didn't understand the way they did the impact player rule, Dil.
yeah,
First of all, you don't pick Ashutosh at the start when you're batting, and then you bring him in towards the end when you have to try to up the ante. Just put him in the start. And if you need to make a
exactly.
change later, you bring in a
Yeah,
bowler. Because also what that does, Dil, if you play an extra batter to start, I mean a batter less to start, the top order is more conservative, and you felt like Rahul
yeah,
and especially the middle order batters for Delhi were batting a
yeah,
bit conservative because
yeah.
they didn't know whether Ashutosh was going to come or not because he came in as the impact player, so that was kind of iffy tactics from
Yeah, that
Delhi.
was
I thought,
weird, but that
yeah,
was weird. But you know why I think they did that also, and maybe I'm wrong in this case because I think their bowling is pretty. They know who their
yeah,
bowlers are going to be, and I think they've
yeah,
spaced that out really well. And I think they've got a few options also,
yeah,
apart from that. So I think in that way they were pretty sure Akshar four, Kuldeep four, so that's eight there. Stark another four, that's 12 there. So they're pretty sure with all this, with the bowling
no,
and. Yeah, it didn't make sense in this game though that you swap out your impact and then again, Adam back again. Especially for a batter again, Ashutosh should play in the 11,
yeah.
given or not. I think he needs to be there. So I didn't get that tactic also, Sheldon. You were right in that.
Yeah, and also I think Dil, another thing we got to mention in this as well, Kohli now orange cap holder. We talk about Kohli a lot, Dil, and people think this is a Kohli fan, but it's just insane, Dil, how often he churns out the runs. And now it's 350s in a row as well. He's gotten in the 3 games
Well, there are a lot
RCB
of
have won.
stats. There are a lot of stats that he's
Yeah.
broken. The stats are just getting crazy. This is the first time this season in a run chase that he's been dismissed. I think he's
Wow.
got like 4 to 5 50s this season already. I mean, sorry, but we don't have the data in front of us right now. But just
Yeah.
speaking at the top of our head, I think he's got 50s. 5 to 6 also. I think if I'm not mistaken. Clearly there. And first time in a run chase being dismissed. That's insane there. Orange cap once again, consecutive 400 plus scores in the IPL. He scored it in 23, 24, now again 25. Uh, if you're a fan or not, Sheldon, and I think I can go on record and say this that you may not be a fan of this franchise. You may not be a fan of Kohli and the way he plays and approaches the game, or whatever you have against him or anything, but you cannot take away the fact that he is so damn consistent every single year. Love him or hate him, but you can't ignore the guy, the hard work and everything that he puts in. It's tremendous. I personally have not seen any batter or any player put in this much of hard work and be this consistent year after year after year. I don't know. Because
Yeah.
it's absolutely insane the way he approaches the chase. He knows exactly at what pace to go, when to attack, who to attack. Sometimes it doesn't come off, but 99% of the time he's finished the game, for RCB. And it's just amazing, Sheldon, the energy, the attitude in the field, the everything that he brings along and comes, it rubs off, on everybody. And you can see they're pumped up. They don't want to give up. They're so close once again, and somebody else was there with him at the other end. And he was happy about, the other person, genuinely happy. He doesn't have to go also at the same rate because the other person's doing
Yeah.
fantastically well. And I think people fail to understand that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I saw even in the last game, he was so happy for Padikkal when he got his 50. And
Yeah,
sometimes people don't talk about that aspect. Yes, they'll say, okay, maybe he's a bit aggressive in celebrations or,
yeah,
he's showing too much passion. I have no problem with someone showing passion, Dil. It's a game. It's a cricket game. He wants to win. I'm sorry, I don't want to criticize someone for wanting to win. I'd rather see someone, showing that he wants to win rather than showing no emotion and showing that he doesn't care for the team. And also the fact that he still has that drive and hunger, Dil. After everything he's achieved, he doesn't have
Yeah.
to give his 100% for RCB. He could be like some other legends who just like, just chill now and, they don't care as much for the team. But he's going as hard as he's ever gone for the team. And he's putting in his passion. Even in the field, he's going over aggressive. He's trying to get every ball. Sometimes he misses
Yeah.
the ball because he's trying to go and try to stop a one, which is an obvious one. So it's just insane to see. But then also just wanting to talk about Delhi a bit. They've lost a few games now, maybe two in the last three or four, and they've dropped to fourth, I believe, now in the table. So
Yeah.
yeah, for Delhi, who were top two throughout the season so far, till now it's just becoming a bit tight for them where they have to win a few games. What do you think about Delhi's recent form, though? Is it worrying, or do you still feel comfortable with them making the top four and maybe even top two?
Delhi, I think, have been really good this year. Let's give it, to them. Yes, they've dropped to fourth position on the points table there, but I think they've done really well, Sharon, personally. And yes,
Yeah,
it's okay to get a few losses at this stage when it's still the middle of the season,
yeah,
rather than you get it at the back end when you have two games to go and you lose both the games. Then that's
yeah.
serious worry. So they can fix all the issues that they're having right now, and especially from this game, they can learn a lot, I feel. So I don't see a problem for them trying to make into the top four. I think more or less, again, this is the sort of top four that is going to be the top four towards the end. Probably, I would have another team. They're trying to make it. Punjab probably in the mix. Lucknow out of sorts for sure. Kolkata don't look like they have a chance now with that rain affected game, and the others I don't think so going to make it. So these are the top five teams I feel that have a chance. RCB right now on top, Gujarat second, looking good. Mumbai come in there number three out of nowhere with today's victory there against LSG and DC. They're rounding up the top four there. So I do see Delhi making the top four, Sharon. What about you?
It has become very interesting. It's been a good couple of days if you're from Mumbai or a Mumbai fan as well, because first you have that rain affected game in that Punjab match, which was, I feel, a point dropped. I feel Punjab would have won that game,
Yeah,
the way it was looking. So I feel that's a point dropped for Punjab as well. And then you have Delhi losing and Mumbai winning. So Mumbai above those two teams. But Mumbai on form look really good, Dil. I think on
brilliant.
form, they look absolutely brilliant. They look very hard to stop. A lot
Yeah,
of boxes being ticked. Bumrah
yeah.
back in form. Trey Rickleton scored as well. You have Sky, who was orange cap holder for about 2 hours until Kohli came out to bat. So yeah, a lot of boxes being ticked for Mumbai. Till I think Mumbai look like they have a really good chance of making the top four as well. I think it's very interesting to see who gets that other spot because I think Punjab and Delhi will be so unfortunate if one of them don't make it. I think both have been
Exactly.
brilliant. I think both
Yeah,
have been absolutely brilliant, and it would be so unlucky for one of them not to make it. But yeah, I still do think both will make it. I still think Mumbai might miss out.
yeah.
But how they miss out, I don't know, till because the way they're playing, it'll be very hard to stop. But I feel yeah, Punjab and Delhi, if they play like the way they played so far, I think they both can still make it.
Well, yes, it's getting intense in the IPL this year, the Tata IPL this year, and it is getting so crazy. Every game, like we said, teams are just swapping places on the points table, and today RCB and their fans can rejoice because they've gone at the top of the table there with a splendid victory over DC in Delhi there, and of course, Chase Master Virat Kohli at the end there seeing the team through almost, but Krunal Pandya blinder off a knock. They're 73 odd and taking RCB to another victory. The first team in the history of the IPL to win all the away games, and that's one of a crazy stat there for a team who's known to be losing so many tournaments and coming. That's something to cheer for. But could this be the year? Could this not be the year? We'll have to wait and watch. RCB fans and all the others, let us know in the comments what you think, where RCB are going to finish. Are they going to finish top two? Are they going to finish in the fourth? It's getting just interesting. So stay tuned for more updates, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing this video to you. Once again, don't forget to follow us on Instagram. The handle's down in the description, and we'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.